The episode opened with Samoa Joe doing a contract signing, a moderation between Seth Rollins and Dominik, where he said that he can't hit Seth because he's not medically cleared yet and he could lose his job because that would mean him getting physical.
Yes, I
I've got
believe
to
that.
say that. I've got to say that now because I didn't say that in the review earlier. A lot of people are calling me up on it because that somehow disqualifies him from saving Dominik from getting whipped into a lucha ham right in front of him.
Which I don't think it does.
No.
Like it felt mad weird that Samoa Joe was in that ring for the contract signing, then left that ring and just went on commentary to provide commentary for the beatdown. Like, it was just really weird that he didn't go into and neither did Owens. Like, it was just weird that no baby faces came down to make the save for Dominik in this.
Yeah, well, let's do the whole segment because I actually thought this was a really, really good segment. It's just a shame that WWE tripped themselves up with a few logic holes, essentially. So Seth, Dominik come down, Buddy's there as well. They do the contract signing. Seth and Joe here were so good on the mic. Dominik was really good too, but Joe and Seth were so good, they made Dominik look like he was reading straight off a script.
Yeah, their promos were so good. That's the match I want to see, is Joe versus Rollins.
Why can't we have it?
Well, remember, we had it. We were at a WWE show where
good.
they had
Yes.
it was really bad. Do you remember how bad it was?
They had a series of matches and they just didn't click. You're totally right. Yeah. Seth was the babyface back then, so maybe a Joe babyface could make it work. But yeah, they just, sometimes things work on paper and you're really excited for it and you see it and you're like, they just can't dance together.
Yeah, that was the match I chose to use for the bathroom break, which I'd have punched myself. Like, I'd have punched if I'd have told myself that in 2005, I'd have punched that kid.
Yeah. That's definitely the match we want to see. But we also, that's not to say I don't want to see Dominik wrestle Seth. I think the storyline, we had the silliness of the eyeball, but overall the storyline's been pretty well done, I think. And Dominik,
hey, Ollie, if that was done in the Attitude Era, you would have loved it.
And Dominik has really impressed me at every turn. And it's not like I'm here waiting for Dominik to be good. I'd say I'm quite critical about him in general. But he's, his promos are good. His fire is good. When he was, so he started to get beaten up after the match that ensued by Seth and Buddy. He kept on trying to get back at them. He felt like how Shane McMahon used to wrestle back in the early days as an untrained person, but you almost believed in them because they had so much heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought this was a fantastic segment. Aside from the loop, the plot holes that were there in terms of why Joe didn't get involved, why X, Y, and Z didn't run down to make the save. Aside from that, I thought that everyone in this segment was so great. Seth's promo was amazing. Joe's promo was brilliant. I thought Dominik's fire was great, and then he took a hell of a beating. Have you seen the photos that he posted up on Twitter? I'll get them for you because they're rough, man. They're really rough. But it's like it was really great stuff.
So Seth said, "Hey, look, it's not going to be much of a match at SummerSlam because you're untrained. I'm the best wrestler of this generation." And he has a smarmy little look. "So I'll make it a hardcore match. You can bring your little kendo stick and try and have a go at me, Dominik." And then Seth beats Humberto Carrillo in a pretty quick match. And it's then Buddy and Seth just tie Dominik up in the ropes in sort of that crucifix-like position, which of course is loaded with symbolism with the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. And Seth will hit Dom on one side with the kendo stick, and Buddy will have another kendo stick on the outside and hit him in the back. And they'll take turns whacking him back and forth. And I thought at the end, Dominik rolls out and he's covered in welts. And I thought, no way are those real. So I thought, it's a tape show. Maybe they cut it, makeup lady put it all on. No, I went back and watched. You can see them develop as he is struck by the kendo sticks.
Yeah. So content warning for what we're about to show here. But that was Dominik afterwards.
Oh, all the power to him. I mean, like, that's some serious guts there to say,
yeah.
I'm going to do this for the purpose of the story. I bet you earn a lot of respect from people.
Absolutely. And I'm actually really excited for Rollins Mysterio because, as I said last week, if I was to put, like, Dominik Mysterio out there in his first match, one of the people I'm going to trust him with is Seth Rollins, just absolutely carrying through. It's the same way with, like, the Pat McAfee or whatever his name is. That stuff he's doing. Like, you trust him in there with Adam Cole, right? Because, like, Cole will be able to carry him to a decent wrestling match. Adam's favorite storyline, 2020.
But yeah, so the only problem was, like we said, Kevin Owens didn't run down. He didn't have an excuse at all, I think. And this storyline's been based around babyfaces run down and save people all the time. Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens, Humberto Carrillo, Samoa Joe himself at the start of the year. And Samoa Joe, sure, he said, well, I can't get involved because I'll lose my job. But, like, come on, man. He was gonna get involved with Seth last week when Seth was doing much lower scale stuff to Tom Phillips. And isn't there a point, if you're a babyface, a badass babyface, where you think, no, you know what? The son of Rey Mysterio, a wrestler I really respect in my own character, said it at the start of the show, like, the greatest luchador ever to have lived. Isn't there a point where I think, you know what? Screw the job in this moment. I'm going to help out Dominik. That's the babyface move to do. I'm sorry I didn't get that across in my Raw review. I thought it would be clearer.
I thought it was pretty clear, mate.